Well, I have to tell you why I'm backing you for president, because I got invitations from everybody to join their campaign. And Gene and I, we've been watching the debates, we've been reading the articles on you, and just analyzing all the candidates for the Republican Party and for the Democratic as well. And just listening to what the statements you've made and your vision for our country, your vision for the war, your vision for immigration, which is a major issue on this election. I think people are more concerned about immigration than anything right now. And just listening to you and what you plan on doing if you become president is what convinced me to back you as president. And even though you were the dark horse, I could have jumped on the campaign with Giuliani and them. And you know, but the thing is, I feel, just like in my article in WorldNet Daily, they all have good points, but I think you got the big package. I think you got the whole package here, Mike. And I really want to encourage the people to really check you out before they start making a decision on who should be in the primary next year. And then once they check you out, I really believe they will turn onto your camp too.
Well, my main goal here today is to make sure I don't do anything really stupid so that you and Gina say, boy, we've made a real bad decision on this guy.
You don't have to worry about that. Believe me, you don't have to worry about that, Mike, because I feel like I do know you, because just by watching you and following you during this campaigning, just like with President H.W. Bush, you know, George Herbert Walker Bush, you know, same thing I did with him. You know, I knew he was a good man, and that's why I got on his campaign, and I feel the same thing with you. I feel you had the same integrity that former President Bush had, and I just hope the people here can realize that, you know, for this for the election next year.
Well, you've got to realize that as soon as your endorsement came out, everything in the campaign changed. I mean, our web traffic went nuts, contributions went up, and gosh, we had people that suddenly said, he's a serious candidate. And then there were those who were just flat out afraid not to support me anymore, which is fine with me. That's good.
Well, you know, the thing is, there are, you know, people have got to realize they got to stop sitting on the fence and saying, well, I like him, but I don't know if he can win.
That's been,
you know, you know, the thing is, you can't win if they don't get behind you. You can win. You know, you can win, and if the people will realize that and get in your corner and support you, and stop vacillating, saying, well, you know, I don't know, but you've got to make a decision. You know, that's what life's all about, is making decisions that you feel in your heart is the right decision. And that's what I did. I felt in my heart I was making the right decision by backing you. And I just hope that people in America will feel the same way I do. And I believe me, if you will check this man out and really see what he is doing and what his qualifications are, you will back him in January and February next year.
Well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate it, because a lot of people don't remember that at this point of the election back in 1979, Ronald Reagan was in 4th place. He had no money. Nobody thought he could get the nomination, and certainly couldn't win. He had angered a lot of the people in the Republican establishment, and people said all sorts of things about his record as governor. He had no foreign policy experience and had all the excuses. And
he's an actor.
Getting no That's right. What could he possibly bring? And he not only got elected, but within 10 years of his being elected, there wasn't a Soviet Union. The Berlin Wall was down, and the Cold War was over, and the world was a better place. And America was a better place. We believed in ourselves again. We loved this country again. We quit thinking what we couldn't do. We started thinking what we could do. And that's, I think what America needs more than anything is to revive that spirit of resilience. That we can do anything. We can become energy independent. We can solve the problems of our borders, and we can improve the education system, and we can transform the healthcare system, bring this country back to a healthier way of life, and save the money that we're spending on chronic disease. All those things we can, but we have to believe that we can in order to get there.
Yeah, well, I'll take you out to my office a little while, and I'll show you pictures I have with President Reagan and President Bush, and you know, and because they were men of integrity. They believed in their principles, and they stood by them. And that's what I feel about you. I feel that you will stand by these here, and you're not going to be swayed. And that's what we need for a leader, and that's what we need for a president of the United States.